Hello again, and welcome to your first week of class in statistics for assessment. Your first question, being from psychology or education, is why statistics? Man, I didn't sign up for this. I wanted to help people. Well, our science, it is a science, is built on research, and statistics provide a cornerstone for us to quantify what we do is effective, what we do makes a difference. Therefore, you may look at it as a necessary inconvenience that you have to learn statistics. For state licensure for counseling in Oklahoma, they actually require a statistics class and a class in assessment. And so, as you're looking at this, please know your meeting criteria. And so, there's two classes devoted to it. Please know your meeting criteria for the 60-hour licensure in Oklahoma. And that's also a component for LADC as well, if you're doing that track. And so you might be, I just want to be an alcohol and drug counselor. Why do I need to take this class? You want to understand the foundations, the scaffolding upon which our field is built. If we were just to say, yeah, it's effective because I feel like it is, well, you probably don't have insurances that will pay for what we do. So when you think about techniques like deep breathing, relaxation, grounding, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, um, narrative therapy, solution focused, motivational interviewing, trauma focused, CBT. All of these titles I'm listing have research that is undergirded by statistics that say yes, we have people in a control group or a treatment as normal group. We have people in these other treatment conditions that are doing a lot better than these others. It's roughly equivalent to when a person is trying to get a medication to help them. Well, how do we know this blood pressure medication works? Well, because we gave a person blood pressure medication here, and these other people we didn't, and their blood pressure were 150 over 90, and their blood pressure were 80 over 20. So you can see this the difference that I'm making with numbers, and so it's necessary for us to learn statistics for assessment and to understand more concretely and more applied to our class what statistics are there that support our use of intelligence tests, of achievement tests, and of personality tests, of tests for depression, anxiety. And a projective test. So we'll talk about where the information comes from. We'll talk about the norming process, the process of psychometrics, where we're providing numbers along with this psychological construct to measure it in different ways. And therefore it's necessary. And I don't want it to be dry. I want the class to come across as lively, engaged. I want you to be immersed in it. Some of the critiques that I've received as chair of the program is this class is too much statistics. There will be some, because you have to understand, okay, where do we derive these numbers? How do we base our decisions on, whether a person meets criteria? If you're in education, how do we, determine whether truly a person meets criteria for a disability versus someone who doesn't? Where's that hard cutoff? If you take DSM, there will be a little bit of crossover, because in the diagnostic statistician manual, the class that I teach each year, each interim in May, the second week of May, it's an interim class that I require people to go out and find a psychometrically sound instrument to measure one of the psychiatric disorders in the DSM. So if you took that class, I'd say you're a leg up. If you take this class and take that other one, you'll be a leg up, because there is a little bit of crossover there. But we won't just be looking at tests that are designed to measure psychological disorders. But let's think about this week. this week, I really want you to focus on just acquainting yourself with the expectations of this class. Please go through and read the syllabus in its entirety. Please look at closely to the rubrics, because if you fall behind, it then becomes difficult for you to catch up if you somehow don't understand something. That's been my biggest experience with students who don't perform well in online classes. They didn't understand the expectations because they didn't take the time to week one. So you're going to get time to week one, and also introduce each other. There are some introductory posts that I want you to do. But also, students that fall behind and don't do well are not disciplined in their approach. So there are two dates. I'll reiterate them again. Thursday, make sure that you get in and do the discussion post first by Thursday, and then follow up by Sunday. That'll get you in the habit of Thursday, Sunday. I've got to meet those deadlines. If you check in every day, yeah, you're doing what's recommended. If you check in 3 or 4 times a week, you're doing what's required. But anyway, just a really brief introduction to the class. Take some time to orient yourself, and we'll get started. See you soon.